Hey, greetings everyone. Welcome back to Sean's Irish Whiskey Shelf, coming at you from the heart of the United States out here in the Midwest. And what I have for you this evening are two bottles of whiskey from the Middleton Distillery. One of them I received very recently. I got it at the same time as the Waterford Irish whiskey that we tried in the last video. And the other one we've had for a little while. I've tasted it with you, I think at least once, maybe twice. So I had a hard time trying to figure out how exactly I wanted to do this first bottle. Okay, this is Method in Madness. This is a single pot still. It is 92 proof, I believe. Yes, it is 92 proof. The thing about Method in Madness is not only is it a single pot still, but it's finished not in oak, but in chestnut casks. When's the last time y'all heard that? I mean, look at all these bottles back here. They're all, probably all of them, with maybe one exception, two, possibly, are finished in oak casks. At least somewhere in their life. Method in Madness, that's finished in chestnut casks. So, very interesting. But what made it really difficult was the fact that it's a single pot still. And Middleton does have some single pot still whiskeys behind me here, but I didn't feel that it was going to be a fair comparison when you have Method in Madness and there's no age statement on here. So we're not talking about a whiskey that's 7 years old, 9 years old, or anything like that. Okay, let's look at some of what we have back here. Okay, you've got Redbreast. All of Redbreast is single pot still, but 12 years old, 15 years old. Even the cask strength, that's 12 years old. So it's not fair to compare that to Method in Madness. Jameson, that's a blend, so we're obviously not going to compare a blend to single pot still. You've got the Spots, those are all single pot still, but they're all aged 9, 12, 15. So not a fair comparison there. Middleton's a blend and the Pogue Castle's a single malt. So I'm sitting here struggling. What can we do that is single pot still? Powers is about it. And there's only two single pot stills with Powers. One of them is the John's Lane, which is 12 years old. Again, we're into that nice aged whiskey that just can't compare to Method in Madness. So the only thing I'm left with is the Powers 3 Swallow. Single pot still, no age statement. They're priced about the same. You should be able to get both of these bottles in the $50 to $70 range, depending on where you find them. So that's equal. I know that Powers 3 Swallow is an excellent drop of whiskey. We've had Powers before, and there's not a bad Powers in the bunch. So let's take Method in Madness here. We'll compare it to the Powers, and we'll see how they stack up. You got the chestnut finished Method in Madness single pot still. You've got the Powers 3 Swallow that's in a traditional oak finish. So let's see how it goes here. All right, Method in Madness. Okay, for starters, that's a good drop of whiskey. I think the flavor profile is just a little bit different. You're going to expect one thing because Irish whiskey is traditionally done in an oak cask, and these are done in chestnut, so there is a little bit of a different flavor profile there. But is it, super big noticeable? Heck no. I think it's just noticeable enough to make it a little different, a little more exciting, perhaps. While that's fresh on my taste buds, let's do the Powers 3 Swallow here. You see, that's traditional single pot still Irish whiskey. It's exactly what I expect it to taste like. The Method in Madness, and by the way, Let's get one thing straight. I can taste a little bit of the difference. Even this blue collar palate, I can taste a little bit of that difference. I'm not going to sit and tell you, well, this tastes nuttier or fruitier or whatever. You know, that's not me. But even though they taste a little different, I'd have either of these with you anytime. So there is no discussion about that. Method and Madness single pot still, fabulous drop of whiskey. Powers 3 Swallow single pot still, fabulous drop of whiskey. You can't go wrong. You see either of these on the shelf somewhere, pick them up. If you like single pot still, pick them up. It's going to be a little more expensive than your Jameson, than your Tullamore Dew, than your standard Powers. But these are fantastic drops of whiskey, folks. I'm not going to lie about that. See, there is just a slight difference in taste. Maybe, let me see what they're talking about here. Sweet fruit and spice, cinnamon toast, ripe banana. Okay, well, if they say so. If you're talking about just the plain oak flavor, then yeah, this is missing it. But it's been replaced with that chestnut flavor that is totally different. I mean, just a great profile, completely different than what you expect. Kind of like the Waterford. That was a unique drop of whiskey. So is this. I mean, this is a great bottle of whiskey to add to your shelf if you want to have something just a little bit different, a little out of the ordinary. Shake things up a little bit, perhaps. So, nothing wrong with Method and Madness. I'm glad it's on the shelf. I can't wait to try some other of their whiskeys. I know they have several, and this is my first bottle of Method and Madness. I'm really happy that it's up there, and I hope that before long it will be joined by some other of their bottles of whiskey. And of course, this was recommended to me by Will Bracey out there at Hard to Find Whiskey. If you're looking for whiskey, I'm telling you, right there, Hard to Find Whiskey, htfw.com. Great folks, great customer service, knowledgeable buyer in Will Bracey. That's 2 now, 2 out of 3 that we've tasted together and have been fabulous. So, he was not wrong, not even close. So we've got one more to try. We'll do that on the next video, I'm sure. But that's all I have for you this evening. Short video because there's only 2 bottles. Okay, now come on. I had Method and Madness twice. You know I got to have the Powers once more, right? Okay. Yep. Traditional single pot still. That is, when I think of single pot still, there it is. So, all right. So again, that's all I have for you this evening. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I didn't realize the last video was episode number 50. So, 50 videos down for something that I wasn't sure was going to make it past 10. But I'm having fun, and I hope you folks are enjoying it. If you're enjoying being here, if you're enjoying the content I put out, do me a favor. Go down to that bottom there, the bottom left, click the thumbs up. That would sure mean a lot to me, and it keeps the YouTube algorithms happy. If you haven't already subscribed, go over to the other corner. Click on the subscribe button, and once you do, there'll be a little bell down there. You can click that, and you'll be notified when I do new videos. It would also help if you share this video. If you know anybody else in your circle that enjoys whiskey, shoot them a link to my video. I'm always looking to have others join up and share this with me. Comments, I answer every single one of the comments that I receive. So if you want to drop me a line through YouTube, please do. I'm on Facebook also. I don't check Facebook as often as I used to, but if you leave me a note there, I will get it. And until we meet again, I want you to enjoy your drop of whiskey, because any reason to have a drop of Irish whiskey is a great reason to have a drop of Irish whiskey, right? But please do it responsibly so you can be here next week, or maybe even later this week. Might do another video this week. Thinking Friday night might be a good night. So until then, want you to be well and be safe. All right? Sláinte. Bye now.